Welcome back to Book Bingers, the podcast where two best friends talk about books and book boyfriends and just anything that seems to be coming
Literally
to their
every
mind.
book detail
Literally everything
that we can think of.
And we're actually going to start off with not books for real quick.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, this episode is going to be 10 books we're loving right now.
Yes.
But before we get into that, we need to we need to apologize.
We made a serious error last week.
A real big error. I can't forgive myself for one of them. One of them I will give myself grace for.
Sure.
One
is unforgivable.
Uh-huh. So last week's episode was TV shows we think live up to the books or are better. Mm-hmm. And somehow we forgot to. And one of them is so big to me that I can't believe I did this, you guys. And I made such a big deal about how bad.
And the thing is, we referenced this show in multiple other episodes.
Listen, so one of the other episodes that we did was movies that are trash compared to the books. And one of my examples was Percy Jackson. How dare I forget to mention that one of the best show adaptations of a book is also the new Percy Jackson series on Disney+.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Percy.
I'm so
sorry, Rick Riordan.
Rick, please forgive me.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I apologize to the deepest depths.
Profusely.
Yes.
To the depths of Tartarus.
That's where I was going.
I saw it in a thought bubble and just...
Because if you haven't watched the show and you were burned by the movie and you can't deal with heartache again, I get it. But I promise you, the Disney Plus show
does it.
It does it. It's very good, and it's quick. It's like what, 8 episodes?
It's not long enough.
It was not long enough. I wanted more, but season 2,
yeah,
they got approved.
Got greenlit.
Yay! Another one that we forgot. We loved this.
Yeah, Daisy Jones and the Six.
It was so good. The book, great.
Book was great, but the show, they really brought it to life.
Ooh, and some of the just small changes that they made from the book, I thought really worked in the show.
Mm-hmm. And hearing the music, that you were reading the lyrics in the book.
It's one thing to read about music, and it's another to fully see it. Yeah. And man, did they bring the music to life. It was really, really, really cool.
Did I listen to that soundtrack over and over? Yeah, I did.
It's really good. So also, what's that on Apple, I want to say? Apple TV? Is that right? I'm going to say it's Apple.
Is it?
I
don't know.
But go watch it somewhere. Look it up. Do a little work yourself, listener.
Yeah, you go Google.
You go Google it. What do I look like? Anyways, okay. Back to today's episode.
10 books.
10 books we are loving right now. We can't eat it up enough.
Yeah. These are books that we would definitely bring up in normal conversation.
Yes.
Find a reason to talk about.
Yes. And not what you're thinking. Not the ones that we're normally talking about.
Yeah.
We're not talking ACOTAR. We're not talking Fourth Wing. Those are gimmies.
Obviously.
We're going with ones that maybe you've seen on Book Talk.
Maybe you're wondering, should I give it a go?
Wondering, is it actually worth the hype? Or just, maybe you've never heard of them. Even better.
And we're here to say yes.
We're here to say yes.
Do it.
Do it. And we're hitting a bunch of genres. So whether you're, dark romance, fantasy,
romance,
Western, we're hitting them all.
Western, yes.
I mean,
cowboys.
Listen, it's having a moment.
It is.
And
it is.
Thank you, Yellowstone, because I'm really thinking that's what did it. Anyways, let's start it off. You want to go?
You go. You're at the top of the list, so.
Oh, top build over here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going with Bride by Ali Hazelwood.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't care what anybody says. It gave me all the vibes.
It's a paranormal romance.
It sure is. And it's got your vampire and your shifter and your human. So basically, we're going to break it down. Mm-hmm. So basically, our main female character, she's a vampire. She's a vampire. And in this little world, they are trying to form an alliance where all three of them can live in peace.
And Girlfriend has just been content living with the humans. She doesn't even want to be...
She was given to the humans. Yeah, she was given to the humans as a child.
Shaved down her fangs, the whole nine.
The whole thing. Given as a child, as a...
yeah, you know, like collateral.
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 I can see us both.
Two brains.
What's it called,
Win? That thing.
Win. Given as collateral, and the humans gave a human to the vampire world as collateral, so that if anything happened, if anyone tried, and it had to be the child of someone very important. Mm-hmm. So her daddy-o,
he's important.
Like head of the vampires, if you will. So she grew up basically her whole life in the human world, but now Daddy's like, "Hey, got another favor to ask."
Yeah.
Now we're going to marry you off to the head of the Shifters to form a new alliance. So it's straight out of the gate is like she's meeting her husband on the altar, and she has to go. Now she has to go live with the Shifters. So
and he's broody, of course he's grumpy, and
he's alpha.
He's the alpha.
He's the alpha.
Yeah,
and we know what happens whenever there's an alpha.
We do.
And this was our first little dip into the Omegaverse. Now, a lot of people say it's not really the Omegaverse.
No, it's really like a tame dip our toes in.
It's a dip into what is called nodding. And I don't know, do you want to explain it, or do we leave that?
You know, I think there's some like real specifics to nodding that I feel like maybe...
I don't know if...
Maybe you should Google it?
Maybe you should Google it, but it's a sexual act.
It is. It's something that
only happens with an alpha.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a visual. It's a visual. And they seem to like it.
Yeah. And listen, the book's really good. Is it a story that is like super original? No.
No, but did I need it to be?
But did I need it to be? No.
Also no.
All I needed was a world of vampires, humans, and shifters again. Like, I was like, I'm sorry. Is it the early 2000s all
this
over
is
again?
like Twilight's for the
new generation. Yeah, the new generation. Like, take a walk on our side.
Yeah, and good news. Ali Hazelwood announced that a couple books down the line, she's working on book 2 for this.
Good, because it really needed a book 2. Mm-hmm. I absolutely loved it.
She definitely built up the world enough that
she built up the world. However, it didn't end on a cliffhanger where it was like, oh, that could have easily been a stand. So don't feel like you're like, I better wait until the whole series.
But you could definitely see where she could expand upon it.
It was good. If you're into vampires, shifters, that vibe, I say give it a go. It's pretty easy to jump into.
Yeah.
I liked it. Enough said.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
We're going to go over to the rom-com world.
Yay!
To Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. So this one came out only last month. And I had seen it. I like the cover. It's like cute and bright and, you know. So there's two. It's dual POV, which, oh God, do I love a dual POV?
I do too.
Because there's something about getting the male mindset. I know. He falls first. You know? So these two, I'm just going to set the scene for the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
Our FMC is getting married.
Okay.
She should not be getting married.
No.
Because this dude is bad news. Serial cheater. She's forgiven him multiple times. Her friend hires this guy to stand up at the wedding and object. He's the objector. Like this, he does this on the side.
That was the second title.
Yeah,
the objector. Yeah.
He does this on the side, and so he does. They don't get married. She's like not broken up about it at all. She needed an out, you know, in a way to make her not be the villain, type deal.
Of course.
And so they end up having like a few hours together. The FMC with the objector after when he has to take payment and all this stuff. And they just get drunk and then goodbye.
Bye.
2 years later.
2 years?
They end up meeting up again.
Oh, sexy.
Because he needs someone to take to a wedding to be an objector.
Perfect.
So they both are kind of, they hate love. They don't believe it really exists.
The movie's writing itself.
So
can you
imagine what happens?
I mean, what could possibly happen?
But very cute, and it's very, very quick read, very easy.
That.
And yeah, I would
put it on your list.
I would put it on anyone's list, yeah. Good rom-com, yeah.
Awesome. Well, the next one, I'm going to be honest. I'm only 50% through.
Yeah. I'm 100% of the way through, so I'm going to vouch for the second 50%.
It's I don't know. Is it hyped up on Book Talk? I don't know. I feel like I saw a tiny bit about it and then it like fizzled away. But I will say I think it deserves more hype if it's not getting. I don't know what your algo is. But it's A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen. I'm loving it. I'm halfway through. I can already tell it's going to be 5 stars for me. I can't get enough. It's real like Swedish Viking
Norse mythology,
which is so up my alley. You give me like a little bit of Odin and Thor and all that stuff and I'm already like over it. And this is another that like is in a marriage that she does not want to be in. She's like happy to get out of this marriage.
Yeah, she basically likes her husband's son.
The new one. I was talking the first marriage.
Oh, the first marriage. She got multiple marriages.
So Daddy immediately married this girl off to like...
Oh, he was bad.
He was bad. I don't know. I think he controlled like the fish or something in the sea. I don't know. He's like a bad fisherman.
Yeah.
Like bad guy fisherman. Which I know sounds really exciting so far, but he doesn't last long.
If bad guy fisherman doesn't draw you in, just wait.
Just wait. I don't think it's giving away too much to say that she's got a power that everybody wants, and that her power is said to, there's like a prophecy that she will make whoever, I don't know, is married to her, owns her.
We love a prophecy.
But we love a prophecy to make them a king and unite the people. So every, king everywhere in the world apparently like wants her.
Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to marry.
However, the attraction is between her and this like, the king that she's married to's son.
Yeah, he's like her protector.
He's her protector. Now, prophecies, as we know, can be tricky depending on how they're worded. Yeah. So, is she really
subject to interpretation?
Do you know what I'm saying? So, obviously, as the reader, we're like, oh, duh. It's not Daddy you're supposed to be with.
She does a real good job in this book of like, who's good, who's bad, who, you got a healthy dose of criticism for everyone.
Yes. But I love a protector.
Oh, yeah.
I love a protector storyline. I also love that she's got power and it's like, guess who can
she's
protect
got power,
you right back?
He has power. Like it's...
Together. You can tell it's
teamwork
explosive.
Makes the dream work.
Yeah, teamwork's with the dream work. You can tell it's explosive. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Yeah.
And do we already know? Is it how many books in a series?
I don't know how many it's going to be, but I can't.
I'm
like feral for the second one already.
The fact that I'm 50% through and I'm like, oh, there's already so much that needs to happen that clearly can't happen in this book. I'm very excited about it. I'm loving it.
It's nice to be excited about a series.
It's nice to be excited because I swear I've been in a slump lately and I feel like every single thing I've been reading has been slogging through it. I have not been loving anything in a long time. So this really has done it for me.
I feel that.
All right. Oh, the next one that you're about to say it's literally been queued up. I've started it and stopped it 3 times.
Yeah. It's called A Dance of Fates by Eevy.
Yeah.
EEVY space A. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I saw it randomly, one random TikTok video that was like, listen, no one's talking about this book. It just came out. It only has like 100 reviews or something. And it's really good. So why aren't more people reading it? So I was like, oh, okay. Well, when you're not in a mood, like you just need some rom-coms, but then finally you're in a mindset where you're like, I can start another fantasy.
I'm ready to build a world.
Exactly. Yeah. So this involves 4 or 5 multiple kingdoms in this world, and there are demigods in each of them. And the goddess has basically made them. And on their 18th birthday, they're going to get sacrificed. And that is the only way that the kingdoms that they live in will stop being cursed. And our FMC gets rescued or kidnapped on the day of her execution. And she gets taken by a rival kingdom. And he has tried to save all of these demigods before they got executed. And I can't say too much because then I'll really give away kind of what's actually happening. But it's definitely how the story begins is the world is much bigger
Yeah.
than we imagine. And I don't know. I can't tell. It's definitely the first in a series, so I can't tell who is she meant to end up with. Because you like multiple options.
Interesting.
One of them being a very shocking option that you're like, surely it's not him. But could it be?
But maybe.
But do I actually like the guy that I thought I hated?
Oh, well, that's usually how it goes, right?
Yeah.
The one you start off hating usually ends up...
Yeah. But I really thought that
Does he have anything to do with shadows?
No shadows yet.
Okay.
Ice.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Is it giving the same vibe as the Halloween Horror Nights walkthrough, Choose Thy Fate? Just dragons of like...
There's no dragons.
No dragons at all?
Not yet.
Oh man, the cover kind of made me think maybe.
No dragons yet.
Bummer. I just saw Fire and Ice and assumed.
I know. I'm so
Real
sorry. I'm so sorry. But I will say that it was unique in a lot of ways where I started reading it and I didn't instantly start being like, oh, this is similar to that series and that series, which has been happening a lot, and it kind of takes me out of the story.
Agreed.
Because I'm just like, are there any original thoughts anymore?
I feel that.
This felt original.
Well, you know what else felt original? The next book on this list, which is Butcher and Blackbird by Brynn Weaver.
Yeah.
If you want original, this is it for me. It's basically all my Dexter girlies like stand up, because it is basically two serial killers who only kill other serial killers. Yeah. So they're the serial killers that are killing like the bad. They're only killing like bad, murdery people.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
But like they're like, hey.
And they're like in competition with one another.
Yeah, but they're also fans of each other because, I don't know, Reddit, things like that, you know.
And it's also
the
dual
dark web.
POV, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So Sloane and Rowan, and I love them both, but they decide to have a little healthy competition once a year where they pick their serial killer, and whoever kills that serial killer first wins. What do they win? I don't know. But basically some sexy vibes start happening.
Can you ever eat ice cream the same way again?
No. Oh God, gross. No. Okay, but not for like a hot reason, listeners. There's some And listen, it's like comedy based though. So when I say it's like dark romance, it's not like your typical dark romance. It's
you're chuckling.
You're laughing through it. It's like a comedy murder romance, which I've never read anything like this before.
And his brothers are also in the biz.
In the biz.
And so the second book that comes out this summer,
Leather
and Lark.
I can't wait.
Is one of his brothers.
It's going to be so good. I highly recommend it, especially if you have been a little nervous to dip your toe into any kind of dark romance because you're like, this is like not for me. This is a great way to get...
I'm not a dark romance person.
Not at all.
I read this in a day. But, you know?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was short. It was quick. It was funny. It had some steamy
way
scenes.
more funny than I thought it was going to be.
Way more funny. And it had some
steamy.
It had some good steamy moments.
Yeah, sure did.
And also I thought the like murdery parts of it were tame. You know, like they weren't like what they were doing was not tame, but because the detail,
the way it was described, was palatable.
Like if this was visually happening, I would have been throwing up. But because of how she writes and how it was described, it was very easy to digest.
Yeah.
Also, you guys, the cover is so cute.
Oh my God.
Can I just
say? That doesn't sell you on it.
I mean, wait, for my viewers here. Isn't it so cute? Like, give me... that's so like a comedy poster.
So good.
I'm upset. So sorry, listeners. Yeah. Look it up. We're really
telling
you guys to do the work.
Look it up.
Telling you to do the work on your own.
All right. The next one... Ooh, I got another romantasy. Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. And this is also... I've seen it billed as the Crimson Moth as well. So I don't...
It does have a Crimson Moth on the cover.
It's the Crimson Moth series. Like, that's what the, like, series title is. So, this is... I think it's technically YA. However, I will say the tension in it is enough that it doesn't feel YA.
Yeah.
So, it is a romantasy, and the FMC is a witch. She is known as the Crimson Moth. And they live in envision like a Regency era. Mm-hmm. So there's, gentlemen have to call to the house, and there's balls, and the whole, Bridgerton vibe.
Yes.
Now, her best friend, his brother, is like the main witch hunter.
Yeah.
So we got like a best friend's brother situation.
However,
you have also like kind of a little love triangle with the brothers.
Ooh.
It all gets resolved.
Yeah.
Where you feel fine about. I mean, I'm not going to say you feel fine, but you feel fine. Like,
sure.
She wraps it up enough. I'm just saying, like, it gets resolved, okay?
No, you don't feel bad for anyone in the end.
No, like, you could see multiple possibilities and be okay with it, all right? And so, basically, she is trying to find all the witches in the city because they've all gone undercover. Hence why there's witch hunters all around, because the witches have basically cursed the kingdom. Mm-hmm. So she is trying to smuggle them all out, and the male main character is trying to capture her. And they end up kind of using each other unbeknownst to, like, they each think they're fooling the other one.
Yeah.
Type deal. And pretending to like them.
Sure.
But we see the writing on the wall,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Right. But I will say how it ended. I don't know how we're coming back from this, but there is a second book.
All
so
right.
It is an explosive ending.
We love an explosive ending.
Yeah. And I don't actually know who is good and who is bad.
Doesn't that make it more fun, though?
Absolutely.
Than, like, kind of knowing where the story's going to go. How many of these fantasies have we read where we're like, same old, same old?
Yes. That's why I'm excited about it, because I actually don't know what's going to happen.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's what gets my juices flowing,
Yeah, your juices, yeah.
Okay, so
we're just going to move on.
I don't know if it's fair for me to put this next one on there because it hasn't come out to the general public yet.
If they read all the rest of these books and put this at the end,
correct,
then it'll be out.
So the next one is actually the third in a series that hasn't come out yet, but we got advanced reader copies of it, and it's called A Fate of the Sun King by Nisha J. Tuli, and this is the third in the series of Trial of the Sun Queen. Which I can't say too much about the third book now that I'm like thinking about it, but it was my favorite in the series. So we can talk. I guess we should talk about the series.
Yeah,
you really liked.
Yeah, Trial of the Sun Queen. Mm-hmm. It's like a bachelor type competition that this girl gets. She's in prison when we start the series, mm-hmm. and she gets whether you want to call it kidnapped or saved, from the prison, and she gets thrust into this kingdom where the Sun King lives.
Yeah, it was kind of, the competition was giving, if you read Serpent and the Wings of Night, it was giving.
And I think now it takes you until the third book to really understand what was.
Yes.
In retrospect, what was really happening.
But it's giving, like lots of balls and prettiness, but also trials, Hunger Games type. It was giving the beginning of the Hunger Games before they go into the trial. Yeah, like the actual cornucopia.
Yeah.
Lots of beautiful imagery happening in the book. Of course, it's the Sun King's home, so everything's like very bright and beautiful. You can picture it very, very vividly. But as the story progresses, I think it gets a lot better.
Yeah, you get introduced to the Aurora Prince.
Yeah.
And he's kind of your dark.
Of course, he's kind of your shadow daddy. Your shadow daddy, if you will.
You got rainbow shadows.
Ribbons? Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of dark, it's like colorful ribbons.
It's like Aurora lights.
Yeah. But unfortunately, our characters don't really meet each other in that book. So it's one of these series that's like, you think it's one thing and then it's going to change as the story.
It's going to build.
Goes. But I will just say this. Read the book. And then the third one, it's like, whew.
Yeah.
It's where it's at. Mm-hmm. Really great sell on that.
Yeah, and there's a fourth book in the series.
Yeah.
Coming out in November.
Yeah, and I think that's the final one, right?
Yeah, and the way that the third one ends.
That's why I liked it, because I think it was the first one that had an ending that I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
must keep going.
What is happening?
Now I have to stop and wait.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. And the covers are just beautiful. Mm-hmm. Just beautiful. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go back to the romance department.
Please do.
This one actually comes out this week. So it is out now. And
by the time you're hearing this.
It's The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. And she is, practice makes perfect. What was the first? This was, not The Rule Book, was the first. The Cheat Sheet was the first one that's in this realm, which I liked the Cheat Sheet. I thought it was cute. I really liked this one. This is a football romance, and it is second chance romance. She is a sports agent, and she ends up getting, she's kind of changed her name, and she goes by Mac, so that in email,
could it be a boy or a girl?
The way that the viewpoint on females in sports is she wants to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And so she gets a new athlete, and it is her ex-boyfriend from college who has gone on to be a big superstar in the NFL. And they both still love each other, but they both hate each other. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Of course.
There's forced proximity in there. There is fake dating in there. There is second chance. It's a lot of good tropes all together.
I like when there's multiple tropes in one.
Yeah. And it's a lot of, you're just going to be smiling the whole time.
Good.
Yeah. This is a good, you just need...
Nice palate cleanser?
Yeah. You want to feel good for a day? The Rule Book.
You want to feel good for a day? Yeah. Or two.
Or
three.
Yes.
You need to read Done and Dusted and Swift and Saddled. Listen, I did not think this was going to be something I was to do, but it's a Western romance. Listen, if you like Yellowstone, this is the Yellowstone Romance Edition, and I'm telling you, it's basically takes place in Wyoming, a family that's owns a bajillion acres of land in a small town, so everybody knows who they are. It's about the sons and obviously the ladies that come into their lives.
Yeah.
I did not think I was going to like this.
I honestly can't wait for you to read Elsie Silver too. I am so glad that you finally ripped off the Band-Aid and got into cowboy romance.
Listen, I don't know why I didn't think I was gonna like it, because I liked Yellowstone.
I know. Because for some reason you're like, why would I like cowboys?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I've read some other ones back in the day, and I'm talking 10 years ago when they would take place on ranches. I was like, ugh. And I was like, they always had line dancing in them or something real country, and I was like, I don't want to listen to people go to the honky tonk.
Sure.
Now, given that this town does have a dive bar, but so far it hasn't given honky tonk so much. But it was hot. It was, the first one is brother's best friend or brother's sister, however you want, best friend's little sister, however you want to say it.
Yes.
Love it. He's the owner of the bar in town, and that's a real enemies to lovers vibe. The second one is the girl from the big city coming into town to do a very big job for her in her world, and has to work with one of the boys on the ranch. And that's I don't want to mix business with pleasure. We work together. We shouldn't do this vibe. They're both so good. I don't even know which one I liked better, because they both were so good.
Yet I'm over here but is the third one going to be my favorite?
Is the third one going to be my favorite? I don't know.
Enemies to lovers.
That's the ultimate enemies to lovers right there. I think
And then the fourth one is Dusty and Cam.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's going to be really good. I can't wait for more of the books to come out. They're easy. You want to talk about...
And I love the covers.
I know.
They're so good.
They're so good.
There's not covers out there that look like that. I know.
Those are 2 on my list that I need to buy and own.
Yes. I just bought them and they look good on a shelf.
Beautiful. I can't wait. I can't say enough good things about them. They're not overhyped. They really are. So
Again,
good.
you're going to finish reading them and you're just going to be smiling. It's so good.
It's so good. Just go read it. Go read it.
Okay, and the last one, this is like not a new book.
No.
It's been out for a while. The Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake. Mm-hmm. And I actually did this on audio because I struggle to find voices that I can stand to listen to.
Yeah. And
someone had recommended, because there are multiple narrators, each character has their own narration.
Yeah.
I found I was more into the story that way.
Yeah.
So basically, we live in a modern day world, mm-hmm. and there is magic.
I love magic.
Just exists.
Yeah.
Right? So this guy, Atlas, he's going around and procuring 6 people who are all specialists in like certain types of magic, right? And brings them all together. They have this choice whether you want to compete to be in this elite group, mm-hmm. or, you can walk away. Clearly, everyone's choosing to go.
Yeah.
Right? Now they get there and they find out, only 5 of them are going to make it through at the end. And that means you have to kill someone.
Whew.
So, like, alliances are made, and
I'm already invested.
Yeah, there's more book. There's 2 more books in the series.
Oh.
So
I did not know that.
Yeah, the way that it ends, you think someone's dead, but I didn't see a body. So you know how we feel.
Is the second one out yet?
Yeah, they're all out.
I swear I've only ever
the Atlas
heard
6,
of the first
the Atlas something, and the Atlas Complex.
I really thought you were going to say 7 and 8. And I was like, boo, I'm out.
No.
It's like Ocean's 11, 12, and 13.
No, there's definitely some twists that you're like, she'll see it. But I won't see,
I don't see all twists.
Like, there's one twist that I was like, oh yeah, I knew about that, sure. And I was like, I feel so proud. But it was probably like, it's a freaking layup, Sarah. You should everyone should know about this. Yeah. But then, are they bad? I don't know. They might be bad. Mm. I'm getting vibes. Yeah. But then, someone's gone, but we didn't see a body, so I don't believe they're dead.
Listen, if there's not a body and I don't see it happen on page or on screen,
absolutely,
they're alive.
Absolutely.
Don't even get me started on some of these other book theories.
Yeah. So I'm sitting on a couple Audible credits and I'm like, do I just keep going?
If you liked it and you finally found a narration you like, why not?
So
great.
Yeah, there's a couple of the characters, like one of the characters that I'm like, one voice. But
listen. But are there any spicy scenes? Because that's where I have the hardest time listening to a narration. As I'm like, I feel like this is supposed to be hot,
and I have really actually shied away from picking anything that has that, because I don't think that I can take it seriously.
Some people are like, oh my god, the narration's so you should listen to the audio. It's so hot. Why do I laugh when I hear like, you're mine, be a good girl, take it? Like those things, when I hear them saying it, also like, it's hilarious. Like it's so I can't.
The level of cringe.
Even when like, if my husband said this shit to me, I would laugh in his face. Like I would not.
Well, when you sent me that TikTok yesterday, I was like, I could never have.
I'm telling you, we need to have our husbands do it.
Oh my god, I would die laughing. And they throw you over their shoulder.
Oh my god, and they just like take your chin and make you like look up to them.
I would die laughing.
I would die laughing. I also feel like if someone did the door lean in front of me, I'd be like, move. What are you doing? Why are you so close to me? Space,
bubble,
man.
But also, like, Corey's like a trained actor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, John, there's no acting bones.
Okay, trained actor, though he may be. It's more in the comedy vein and not in the, like, leading man character world, if you will.
Listen, I think he would really step up. Okay? He would really
step up to the streets.
He would
maybe.
really be
yeah.
with his whole chest, you know?
He'd really give it his all.
He would.
And I would really laugh in his face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely I would. But okay, so that is 10 books we are loving right now.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you.
We actually, if you kept count, gave you more than 10.
We really, yeah. Go for it. Like, go try at least one of them. Come back. Tell us what you think.
The list is all in the description.
Yeah.
So if you want to go and add them to your Goodreads.
Yeah.
To your to be read. Jessica, I know you're doing
Jessica?
that.
Yes.
But read Fourth Wing first.
But Corey, you should read Done and Dusted and Swift and Saddled. Just saying.
Just saying. I mean, those are quick.
Quick. Let it be known, he has started Zodiac Academy, though. So I'm in for some fun times with Corey because he doesn't even know what's coming to him.
No.
He has no idea.
No.
Right now, he's like, these boys are mean. I'm like, yes, they are.
We told you.
Just you wait. Just you wait, baby. They get more mean. And then it gets real nice.
Sure does.
You gotta get bad before you get good.
Mm-hmm. That's what they say.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Anyways, so tune in next week when we're doing a fun little segment all about
rainy days.
Rainy days because we're in spring. It's spring. It's officially spring. So we got to get those
April
rainy
showers.
day
You know what they say.
Yep.
Bring May flowers. Yep. All right. Well,
see you on the flippity flop. See you next
Flippity
time.
flop. Bye.